Yeah, what's up, everyone? This is Zach, Philip, and Brian.
Hey, guys.
We're at Time to Game, and we're going to be talking about the first Superman movie with Christopher Reeves.
We decided on this one because we were 6 weeks away, and we have six Superman movies in particular planned for the release of the new Superman movie coming out. It was July 11th.
Yeah.
So we'll be reviewing the 6 Superman movies we picked. Was Superman, the Christopher Reeve one, 1 through 4.
For Superman Returns.
With Brandon Routh.
And Man of Steel with Henry Cavill.
So on this one, going into it, how did you think it was going to hold up?
Well, I thought it was going to be cheesy. I didn't think it was going to hold up. It is kind of dated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, how old is it?
1978. I don't know how many years is that.
It's almost 50.
It's almost 50 years old?
2028.
Yeah.
What year?
Holy crap. 1978?
To now.
I didn't think the visuals were going to age as good as some of them. Okay, I'll take that back.
Surprisingly, they
quite a bit of it held up.
Some of it definitely held. Some of it absolutely didn't.
You could tell it's old, and some of the models were obviously models.
Yeah.
Like tiny models.
when the
dam
Hoover
burst.
Dam broke. I was like, oh my god. I instantly thought of like the Spice Girls movie. It's like they had that obvious like little bus and jumped in. Whatever. Don't judge me. I have sisters.
We've all seen the Spice Girls movie. All right.
It's 47.
It's 47 years old?
Yeah.
Wow.
So close to 50.
Yeah.
It's Brian's age. What about you, Brian? Like he was saying, you were thinking the visuals were going to get dated. What about you? When's the last time you watched it?
Man, it's probably been 10, 12 years since I've
I'm in the same boat. It's definitely been over 10 years since I've watched
Since
it.
I watched it all the way through. I've come across clips of it.
The one we watched, was that the regular or is there another cut?
You know, I'm not real sure.
We didn't really look that up. I really don't know.
It was longer than I thought. It was like 2 hours.
It was like 2.5 hours. So if there's a version that's 2.5 hours, that's probably the one we watched. Yeah. And it was in English.
Yeah.
Was it released in another country?
Portugal.
Brazil.
But it was a lot sillier than I thought it was.
Yeah.
You know, like from when I watched it when I was a teenager versus now. Like the slapstick humor with Lex Luthor.
Yeah. And Otis.
And Mrs.
Tenenbaum?
Tegmocker?
Tegmocker.
Living in an underground fortress under New York.
Right.
Or Metropolis.
I appreciate his frugalness, although I didn't care for this version of Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
And just kind of sleeping on it. I understand this was a popular movie and groundbreaking for its time.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get into that Lex. I know it definitely poured into his narcissism. You know what I mean? But it was like he and Otis was definitely the
comedic relief.
Yeah, the
there
comedic
was
relief is a good way to
one
say
time where I actually did laugh pretty good.
What's that?
It's when they were reprogramming the missile. Like the first time, he sent Otis to reprogram it to put in coordinates, like 4 coordinates, and he messed that up, obviously.
Right.
But then they immediately had a plan, and we're in an 18-wheeler pulling a mobile home.
That was ridiculous.
Like the next scene.
That was ridiculous.
After they just staged the car wreck, and then like seemingly the next scene later.
Yeah. Just like where was that? Chasing down they were chasing the missile, right? The nuclear missile or something?
Yeah, the government was taking a missile to a launch site.
Yeah, they routinely do that.
Yeah. But it was, and this movie was a lot more the innuendos, I guess you'd say, but with Lois.
Oh, yeah, Lois on the rooftop.
All the army guys.
Yeah, she turned into a straight horn dog.
Yeah, she did.
As soon as she saw Superman fly down,
her brain just turned into butter.
Like, what do I got to do to get in those trucks?
I thought that part was funny. It's actually it's dated innuendos, but I guess they're so dated I picked up on them.
Do you like pink?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, she portrayed that part with it being Lois to be the one falling in love with Clark. I think from then on, you knew exactly like she was the love interest, right? They didn't, they didn't leave much to be thinking about for that one, right? Like, well, what about Lois and Clark after that? Did it seem like he was happy that she was falling for Superman, or disappointed that she wasn't falling for Clark?
Little both.
You know, I'm not sure. You think both?
I think a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Like, he immediately started to tell Lois that
Oh,
he
he
was
did.
Superman.
Yeah, that was.
Like, he was about to tell her.
Yeah, after that first night, right?
Like, he left and then, like, you know, super speed, came around, knocked on the door, like, seconds after Superman left. Clark showed up at the door.
Oh, like he was the date for 8 o'clock.
And then she went to go get, like, a sweater or a jacket or something, and then, like, he's thinking about telling her, and then he changes his mind. I forget. Someone shows up. I don't know. But yeah, I thought that was really quick. But he ended up not telling her. I'm not sure what movie he tells her.
I believe it's in the second.
The second one. I did like at the beginning of it how they set up the second movie.
Oh, was Zod going
Yeah,
to?
with Zod and his two henchmen.
Yeah.
Like going into the Phantom Zone. That was. I didn't know they foreshadowed that.
No, neither did I.
That may have
told
been
me-
what they added in this version.
Oh, you think so?
Possibly.
Yeah, that whole
I
Krypton scene.
I don't remember, but that might have been.
Speaking of Krypton, I didn't like the way it was portrayed.
An ice
but
world or something.
yeah,
It's weird.
Yeah.
Not really ice. I think it's more like it's
probably the
it's
crystals. They
crystals.
keep going back with the
Yeah.
crystals and everything,
Well, the
right?
planet blew up.
Yeah.
Well, the planet blew up because of the star.
That's what I was thinking. Also, they were saying the planet was going to blow up, and it was the sun that was. As much as I didn't like the structures of how like Krypton civilization was portrayed, I liked the aesthetic look to it. Like they had that little glowy look on their costumes, which was probably just light reflecting off aluminum foil.
It looked like they were wearing a
90% of that whole thing was probably aluminum foil.
It really looked like that silver duct tape.
Yeah.
Yes.
You put, you know,
Yeah. I really liked, again, how that was the color saturation or whatever that was. I thought that stood out, but again, I didn't care for the Kryptonian structure of everything.
But also what I liked about it
Yeah.
was the John Williams score, right?
All the
The
score.
classic
Oh,
score.
the score
that
was
was
magnificent.
iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was great.
Absolutely. And that one lives on to this day, right?
Yeah, they still make small iterations to that.
Even in the latest trailer,
Yeah.
the new Superman.
Yeah, I mean, it's so iconic. It's probably up there, second only to the Mortal Kombat theme as by being a.
Now this is the theme that everyone else compares to, right?
Yeah, I would think
Like
so.
the Star Wars theme and like the Superman theme. All the John Williams scores, apparently. What did you not like about it?
Well, I touched on disliking the Lex Luthor and his henchmen. The only other one I was thinking of was about the reversing of like flying around the planet to reverse what he did.
Yeah.
He could have lived with all of the other destruction and whatnot. He gave a powerful like scream, like with his heartbreak.
That scream was great.
Yeah, and just thinking about it, how much Lois meant to him, and like even as quick as how long did this Superman movie take place? Well, we know this was 2.5 hours, but like, do we know if it was weeks or days? So he fell for her hard, right? He was willing to
I feel like
let the world
watching
happen.
the movie, it looked like he just met her within like a few weeks at his job, right?
Right.
And then all this thing happened with Lex Luthor and his plan. But it all happened within. He's probably not even hired in full time yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what it feels like.
Well, that's what I'm saying was how quick and hard they fell for her. Well, I guess you can meet the perfect person and just fall head over heels. What I was thinking was he was willing to deal with the disasters that was going on caused by Lex Luthor. But then Lois dying was the nail that broke the camel's back,
Yeah.
right?
They didn't
Is where he
do-
was going, because then they started talking about how this is not supposed to be used. Maybe they added in that score, or that little commentary right there. His father telling him about something they're not supposed to use, and that's the reason why he knew he could do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that was in the original or whatever cut we watched.
I don't know.
So I can't. But they added that in to it to make sense.
Yeah. Well, hey, you should never play with time.
Right.
Never play with time.
Did they ever?
It makes plot holes.
Do they? Is that like part of 3 or 4? Like that plot hole right there? Or?
I have no idea, man.
Okay.
We'll have to watch it.
Yeah.
You know, that is something else I didn't like. How Superman dealt with all the disasters. Somehow pulling fault lines back together.
Oh, yeah, he lifted the entire whatever that piece was just to
Yeah.
put it back together.
Like, he's strong enough to do these things, I know, but it's just,
Yeah, if he can pull planets, he can definitely lift portions of it.
yeah. You know, what else? He did some other ridiculous stuff. Little things like
It
magically,
looked like
magically dressing himself into the Superman uniform.
Oh, when he was diving
he jumped
down?
out of the window
Yeah.
and it just boom, Superman outfit, magic.
so he didn't. Did he use the phone booth in this movie at all, or is that all?
he
from,
went
like,
and
the
looked
next
at a
one?
phone booth,
Okay.
but it wasn't the closed phone booth.
It was a payphone.
It was a payphone. Yeah, he just looked at a payphone. He's like, well, that ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
So he went to like one of those revolving doors and like
Oh,
a
it spun around it real quick. Okay.
Yeah. but yeah, it was. Movie was okay for an old dated movie like that, you know. Anything
Still
else?
iconic.
Anything else you want to add? Yeah.
Maybe I'm harping on it a little bit too much. I didn't dislike my time when I was watching it. It was enjoyable.
Yeah, it was enjoyable just to revisit it with you guys.
Yeah.
Watching it,
I had a good time.
commentary during it, you know.
I'd put it B tier.
B tier.
B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
B tier. With S being our highest.
Yeah. Definitely B tier, baby. Not bad by no means. Not the best thing we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Solid B tier.
Okay, I can agree with you guys. The B tier, like, it would probably get a higher rating if I watched it back then. You know,
For nostalgia read. I mean, like, you think
no, like
nostalgia
going
would
to
have
the
played?
theater and seeing a
Right.
new movie, like in '78 when this movie came out.
Right.
I'd probably be more impressed with it. Is what I'm trying to say. But watching it now, comparing to the storytelling and the effects and stuff we have today, I couldn't rate it that high. You know.
Even as far as like story progression and way the film is being told.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying, and I'm by no means Robert Ebert or something. I'm just a nerd enjoyer.
Right.
So I can respect it for what it was, and it is iconic as all get out. Like watching this, I can see. I was thinking another movie did this, but also that movie did that because of this movie. You know, it was so cinema pushing for what it was in that time. And y'all said it the other night. What was it? Star Wars come out 1 year earlier or 1 year
It
later?
came out in '77.
Now that was New Hope, right?
Yes, original Star Wars was New Hope. Yeah.
Okay. So that had to have been, I mean, just mind blowing. You'd be showing life on other planets and
Like Star Wars did come out like a year before, and I feel like that was a more influential movie, Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like compared to this Superman movie, you know. And it holds up better than this Superman does, I think.
oh yeah, New Hope is fantastic. So I'd stick with B tier. Iconic,
I would
but flawed.
personally put it in C tier, probably.
See?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. That
So there's one of the four best
flying
better.
backwards around the world really got me. Reversing time.
Right.
What about you, Brian? You have an agreement with B tier?
Either high C tier or low B tier.
Which the tiers were like S tier is the highest one.
Yeah.
S tier, then A, B, C, D, E, F. Probably a 6 out of 10 for me if we were to do it on a 10 scale.
Yeah, I mean, that's as much as I enjoyed the movie. I'm probably not going to continue to go back and rewatch it, but I'm glad we got to watch it together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Superman 2. Do you know anything about it?
I feel like I like this one better. This one's
Yeah.
going to deal
So
with
Superman
General
2
Zod.
is going to be a little bit higher.
Zod and Lex Luthor.
Yes.
Okay, so Lex comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's our review of the original Superman movie with Christopher Reeves.
Thank you all so much for listening. This is Philip and Zach and Brian
Yep.
at Time to Game. Thank you all for listening and keep on gaming.